Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and I've got myself a copy of the new Drum Lab instrument. That's a Kontakt instrument that was released a couple of days ago from Native Instruments. Now, it's pretty straightforward how it works. You have the ability to construct drum kits and layer the drum kits together between acoustic and electronic and then mix them and do all sorts of cool stuff. You basically have three windows. You have the kit page, where you have each instrument, which you can select here. And then down here you have the source where you can start going through them and changing them. So we could go through a different snare. We can either go that way, or then there's an electronic one. And we can either choose them or go like that. And do things like we can filter it on the and then mix the two together. And then we've got a full set of effects, got transient processor, compressor, saturator. Pretty common fare these days when you come to use Native Instruments stuff. You'd find it in most of their instruments these days. So you can go through and then so you can then start to build some pretty cool sound. So let's just get a groove going. And we can say there's a close kick in this layer here. Let's go down a bit. Then mix those two together. As you can see as well, the velocity is changing how that is responding. So the cool thing is as well, we can go into grooves, and we'll go into some detail in the grooves in a minute and add the velocity higher. And we'll see now, we'll get, most of the time it's working all the time. There's all sorts of different, so you go very acoustic, or very electronic, or mix them together. Let's take that off solo again. And again, hats. Tune that. So you've also got some presets. You can go through them a bit and have a listen. And they're broken into pretty cool, pretty straightforward stuff. So smooth. So there's a vast variety. So in some of the tight stuff, there's some nice stuff like that. So there's very acoustic kits and then very kind of much more sort of dancey stuff and electronica. What's nice as well, there's a master section where we can go in and start doing the effects. And then do separate effects on each thing as well. We can change our reverbs as well. Some big things. Some specials as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety. Stereos and mono heads and mono rooms, and even some percussion in there as well. Then we go to the grooves page. Obviously it does exactly what it says on the tin. It gives you grooves that you can then pull into your DAW. You can play them loosely against the grid. So bad drummer, like drum machine style. Swing it. Velocity. And actually this velocity helps you get, again, even more drum variations. I think one of my concerns when I first looked at the spec for this was that actually with a limited number of samples, what were you able to achieve? Because one of the things these days is that lots of drum VIs ship with just copious amounts of samples. In fact, so many that you probably never get to the bottom of them. You never really, unless you've got a week spare with nothing else to do, then you probably won't go through most of your library and listen to every sound you've ever got. So with that limited library, were you able to get a great variety of sounds? And I have to say, so far playing with it and using it, you can, and by a combination of velocity, effects, samples, which is really nice. As you can see there. So we could make that a very acoustic kit if we wanted to. You can also change the width of things like the stereo image. Mono, nice and wide, or a variant of that. And of course, as I say, you can drag and drop these grooves. There's all sorts of grooves in there you can try. As I say, busy break. So there's a lot to choose from, and of course then you can drag and drop those out to your desktop or your DAW. Mapping to note is there as well, so you can map these grooves to notes and then you can play them. So you can choose that groove and then put it on a note, and then every time you press that note it will play that, so you can map it on the keyboard. The other cool thing is in the options menu, there's a number of things you can do. Obviously you can map the kit how you want it, and the articulation of that sample on the kit. You could do velocities. You could do then velocity ranges as well. So there's all these different velocities. What's really nice as well is then it's got mapping for all the popular stuff like V-drums, GM, Easy Drummer, Superior BFD, and Addictive Drums. So that's really nice as well. So that's all mapped. And then there's a nice option as well for those of us that are struggling with memory, less and less likely these days with 64-bit DAWs. So you can always sample load all the time, or just use the samples that you need, and then it won't load any more stuff. So as you can see, it's pretty comprehensive. So for a first glance, I was thinking, yeah, limited samples, is that really going to be a help? Of course, that's always going to be a consideration. But I have to say that for 99, I think it's 99 euros. For those looking at something like this where you can layer stuff up and build very comprehensive kind of complex sounds, I think it's pretty cool. And so you can just all do all sorts of things with it. Even trigger offsets on that sample. So there we are. Yeah, thumbs up. It's a great little addition for those of you looking to do some kind of drum sound construction. Some of you may just say, well, I want a VI where the drums are already there and I just select kits. But this is for somebody who wants to do a bit of fiddling, a bit of meddling. And I think the real answer is, even with the limited sample library that it comes with, you're never going to run out of sound ideas. So big thumbs up there for the guys over at Native Instruments. Check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.